Okay, people, so yet again we're here with the Polaroid 100 camera, and this is a metal body. This is a Polaroid 100, and it's similar in about their cousins, plastic, but they call them plastic cameras. This is a Polaroid 104. Like you see, it doesn't have a foldable rangefinder, and in this case the 104, it's a a particular camera that has a weird focusing system, that it has two lines, one up, one down in the rangefinder, and if you put it on top of the head of somebody and on the chin, it will be range based on the average head of a person. It will get you a range, right? It's very similar to it, but it's plastic, so they're not as durable, and the lens is plastic too. It takes great pictures. It has a different sense, right, of the camera, right? Feels sturdy, but not sturdy as well constructed as the 100. So let's keep talking about 100. So because all this will be the same for each camera. How you operate, right? You remove the cover, just open it, right, and then put the rangefinder on top, and it's had numbers, right, which don't make much sense. But so first you to open, then has an arrow. You don't force it, don't force anything, just pull it up. You will feel the front will snap the front, and you'll push it out until it locks. There's no force required, right? And the idea is, in this model, which is the first one, later models are like one viewfinder. You will see the split screen and the composing line. The Polaroid 100, even though it's the first one, doesn't have also parallax correction. What's parallax correction is that the more you zoom the viewfinder, it's not going to give you complete coverage. It's going to give you complete coverage, but it's going to be less the more you zoom in. So for example, when you say parallax corrections, it's that some cameras in the rangefinder world, like I think the Canon has them, some of the cameras that I have around, when you get closer, there's lines that tells you where the frame is going to be for that focal length, or for that distance of whatever it is. Some cameras have that, and that's what's called parallax correction, right? And this doesn't have it, but you get much the idea. And then you have to look to this window where you see the split screen, and once you're focused, you come up to the viewfinder and compose and shot. So basically, to shot this camera, what you will do is, first, they have numbers here like focus, shot, and they don't make sense. I don't know what they were thinking, like, because if you follow, it says focus, shoot, and 3 cog shutter. It doesn't make sense at all. What I'll do is go cock the shutter. You will hear when it engages, right? Make sure you have the correct settings. Color, black and white. The 100 has a switch that tells you if it has flash on it or not. Make sure you have your correct ISO, which is 3075 color and all that. And then you will push these levers here, and they will pull the in out the bellows, and it's connected to the rangefinder. And once you're focused in this, you just switch and press. One thing is that you have to leave the shutter pressed. You have to leave it, and she will close when it's done. There's not much light here right now, so it's taking a long time. But if you take the shutter button up, in that sense, she will close no matter if she's done with the exposure. So you gotta watch out for that, because sometimes you hear that all that time the shutter was open. So if this were a real picture, it will all blurry in that. So that's how it is, right? Super simple and give you super sharp images. So what you do is, in my opinion, cock the shutter, right? Focus and shot. And watch out, because once you take out, again, it's important, you know, once you take out the shutter from the finger from the shutter will close. So even if it's dark, it's dark. If it's not, it's done. So okay, so I'm gonna do another part, then we're gonna explain a little bit how to deal with the film and how to install it correctly.